And now my bets. For player it's baccarat. For banker it's also baccarat. Extra for player. And extra for banker. And player wins in 5 over banker's baccarat, and it was a big game. Bets are opened. And now my bets. For player it's 9, for banker it's baccarat. And player wins in natural 9 over banker's baccarat, and it was a small game. And there's also banker's perfect pair payout 25 to 1, and either pair payout 5 to 1. Bets are opened. And now my bets. And after this game, our shoe change. For player it's 3, for banker it's 6. Extra for player. And player wins in 8 over banker 6, and it was a big game. Now dear guests, please be patient. There's going to be a shoe change procedure. After that we can continue the game. Now, according to procedure, I'm gonna burn one card face up and then face down. And last two. And now bets are opened. Oh, welcome there guests. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player it's 1, for banker it's 8. And banker it's a natural 8 over player's 1, and it was a small game. And bets are opened. Welcome there guests. And now my bets. For player it's 4, for banker it's 2. Extra for player, and extra for banker. And banker wins in 6 over player's baccarat, and it was a big game. And there's also banker's perfect pair, which paid 25 to 1, and either pair 5 to 1. And bets are open. Welcome there guys. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player it's 9, for banker it's 3. And player wins natural 9 over banker's 3, and it was a small game. And bets are opened. Good luck. Welcome there guests. And now my bets. For player it's 1, for banker it's 3. Extra for player, and extra for banker. And banker wins in 3 over player's 1, and it was a big game. And bets are opened. Oh, welcome there guests. And now my bets. For player it's 6, for banker it's 5. Extra for banker. Player wins in 6 over banker's 5, and it was a big game. And there's also player's pair, which pays 11 to 1, and either pair 5 to 1. And bets are opened. player it's baccarat. For banker it's 8. And banker it's a natural 8. Double player is baccarat. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. No more bets. For player it's 8. For banker it's 2. And player wins a natural 8 over banker's 2. And it was a small game. And there's also players pair payout 11 to 1 and either pair payout 5 to 1. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player it's 5. For banker it's 2. Extra card for player. And extra card for banker. And banker wins in 7 over player's baccarat. And it was a big game. And bets are opened. Cutting card. And now my bets. Thank you. For player it's 6. For banker it's 9. And banker it's a natural 9 over player 6. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player it's 2. For banker it's 7. Extra card for player. And banker it's in 7 over players 2. And it was a big game. And bets are opened. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player it's baccarat. For banker it's 4. Extra card for player. And extra card for banker. And player wins in 6 over banker's 4. And it was a big game. And bets are opened. Hello there, guys. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player it's 9. For banker it's 8. Player wins a natural 9 over banker's 8. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. Oh, welcome. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player it's 8. For banker it's 1. And player wins a natural 8 over banker's 1. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. Oh, welcome. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello. And now my bets. For player it's 3. For banker it's baccarat. Extra card for player. And extra card for banker. And it's equality on baccarat. And it was a big game. And equality on baccarat payout is 150 to 1. Bets are opened. Oh, welcome, dear guests. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player it's 7. For banker it's 9. And banker it's a natural 9 over player 7. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. Oh, welcome, dear guests. Nice to see you all here. For player, it's baccarat. For banker, it's also baccarat. Extra card for player. And extra card for banker. And again, it's equality on baccarat, and it was a big game. And equality on baccarat's payout still is 150 to 1. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player, it's 8. For banker, it's also 8. And there's another equality. This time, it's equality on 8. And it was a small game. And equality on 8 payouts 80 to 1. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player, it's baccarat. For banker, it's 9. And banker, it's a natural 9 over player's baccarat, and it was a small game. And bets are opened. Welcome there, guys. Thank you for joining. And now my bets. For player, it's 7. For banker, it's 4. Extra for banker. And player wins in 7 over banker's 4. And it was a big game. Bets are opened. And now my bets. For player, it's 4. For banker, it's 8. And banker, it's a natural 8 over player's 4. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player, it's 7. For banker, it's 2. Extra for banker. And banker, it's an 8 over player 7. And it was a big game. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player, it's 9. For banker, it's 4. And player wins a natural 9 over banker's 4. And it was a small game. And bets are opened. And now my bets. For player, it's 9. For banker, it's baccarat. And player wins a natural 9 over banker's baccarat, and it was a small game. Bets are opened. Welcome. Now my bets. For player, it's 2. For banker, it's 1. Extra for player. And extra for banker. And it's equality on 3, and it was a big game. And equality on 3 payouts 200 to 1. And bets are opened. Now my bets. For player, it's 3. For banker, it's 2. Extra for player. And extra for banker. And player wins in 3 over banker's 2. And it was a big game. And bets are opened. Welcome, dear guests. Thank you for joining. After this game mode will be dealer's change, so this will be our last game mode together. And now my bets. For player it's 7, for banker it's 6. And player wins in 7 over banker 6, and it was a small game. Bets are opened. And now dealer's change, so good luck with the next dealer.